Thank you guys for joining. Today we have session 6 of our live Linux training, and in today's session we will learn the commands which we use while working with files. In this tutorial we will learn how to recognize, create, remove, copy and move files using commands like file, touch, rmcpmv, etc. So let's start the session. Let me tell you one thing, that Linux is a case sensitive system, case sensitive operating system. Means we can have the files with the same names, one in the capital letter and another one in the small. Let me show you. We can create a file by using the touch command. Touch command is used to create the empty files, to modify the files and to change the timestamp of the files. So I want to create a file with the name as new.txt, but new is written in uppercase, n is written in uppercase in the file name. By running the ls-l command, I can list this file. So this is the file which I just created, and I can create another file with the same name, but this time all the alphabets in the name will be in lowercase. So in this scenario, we have two different files with same name. These two files are different files, but the name is same. And why it is possible? Because Linux is a case sensitive OS, case sensitive operating system. OS is considering both the files as different files. And in Linux, everything is a file. No matter we are using the normal file, no matter we are using the directories or some block special file or some other type of file, it is considered as a file only in Linux. So how can we know what type of file it is? If I will execute the lsblk command, which is used to list the blocks, it is actually displaying the hard disk or the disk on which I have installed the operating system. So this is the disk, and there are two different partitions on this disk, SDA1 and SDA2. This file, this disk is treated as a file in /dev directory. Let me list. If I will list ls-l dev sda, so you will find a file there, and this is a block special file, and that is why a small b is written there before the permissions. This b is actually telling us that this is a block special file. The type of this file is a block file, and block file we use for the storage devices. So in Linux, everything is considered as a file. If I normally execute ls-l command, it shows the files and directories that are present in my home directory. So all these are actually treated as files, no matter if they are normal files or if they are directories. This dash before the permission is representing that it is a normal file. If D is written over there, that means it is a directory, or if L is written there, that means it is a link file or the shortcut. So there are different types of files which we can use in Linux. How can we identify the type of the file? How can we know that what type of file it is? That is very simple. To identify the type of a file, we can simply execute the file command. Like I want to see the details of this anaconda-ks.cfg file. If I want to know what type of file it is, I will mention the file command, and after that I can write the name or the exact location of that particular file, whose details I want to check. So it will show me that this type of file is a ASCII text. ASCII means American Standard Code for Information Exchange. So it is a text file actually. and we can easily open this file by running the cat command. So how the system is identifying it? Let me make it very clear that it is not happening on the basis of the extension. Let me show you. If I want to create a file with the name as file.jpeg, and let me copy some data into it. So cat command can also be used to create or modify the files. jpeg, and let me create something here. Hi, welcome to Nehra classes. If I will open this file, I will find the same details which I have mentioned in the previous command. So the extension is .jpeg, but the data is text in this file. If I will execute the file command for this file, it will show us the result as sky text because it is a text file. So it is not happening on the basis of the extension of the file. It is happening on the contents, what type of contents are present in that particular file. If you will execute the file command for a binary executable file like wincat, so it will show us that this is a binary file. So how can we identify the type of a file? We can simply execute the file command and it will display us the details. Let me show you dev sda. So this is a block special file. It is there for our hard disk that we are using in our machine. So file command can be used to check the file type. Now coming back to the touch command, with the help of touch command, we can create the empty files. Let me create a file with the name as new file.txt. If I will list the details of this file, I will find that the size is 0. This is the size. So this file is an empty file. Or if I will open this file by using the cat command, it will not show me anything. Nothing is visible. Why? Because there is no data present in this file. So touch command is used to create the empty files, and it can also be used to modify the file, to modify the timestamp of a file. Now let me show you how can you modify a file. If you will have a look at the date and time of this file, anaconda-ks.cfg, it is showing us the details as Jan 12, 2131. If I will simply execute the touch command for this anaconda-ks.cfg, and I will again execute the ls-l command, then you will find that the date and time of this file has been modified. So we have modified the date and time of this anaconda-ks file with the help of touch command. So touch command has updated this file. Okay. So with the current time, it has replaced the previous time of the file or previous timestamp of the file. In case, if I want that I should modify the timestamp to a date in past, like if I want to make the timestamp as 10 January 2010. So how can I do that? Let me first show you again. Current timestamp is Jan 17, 2109, and I want to change this timestamp to a previous date. Hello? Yes? Yes? Who is this? Guys, am I audible? Guys, am I audible to you?
Yes, sir, audible.
Yes. अरविंद, आपके इंटरनेट कनेक्शन में प्रॉब्लम है, आई थिंक. Am I clearly audible on YouTube? Thank you. Okay. So if I want to replace, or if I want to modify the timestamp of this file to a previous date, for that I can simply execute the touch command, but to make or to modify the timestamp according to the previous time, I will mention the option as -t. T is for time. And then I will mention the date and time in reverse order. first I will mention the year like 2010. So this would be the year which I want to set. Then the month like January. Then date like 10th January. And after that I can mention the time like 3:54. And after that I can mention the name of the file whose timestamp I want to modify. So it will show you the modified timestamp if you will execute the ls-l command, and it is January 10, 2010. So in this way we can modify the timestamp to a previous date, to a past date. Okay. So there are three uses of touch command. It is used to create the empty files. It is used to modify the timestamp as per the current time, and it can also be used to change the timestamp to a previous date. You can create multiple files by using the touch command. Let's go to the tmp directory, and after the touch command you can simply mention the first file name, the second file name separated by a space in between them, the third file name, the fourth file name, and so on, and press enter. So this command will create these files in your machine. Let me again show you ls-l f***. So these are the files which I just created by running the touch command only once. And if you want to create n number of files by using the touch command, you can very easily do that. You can simply mention touch file, and then you can mention the numbers. Like I want to create 100 files. So I will simply mention 1.100 inside the curly brackets, and then I can mention the extension like .txt. So this command will create 100 files in one go. Let me list these files. So these are the files. 100 empty files were created only in single command. So these are the uses of touch command in Linux. Now, how can we remove the files? We can simply use the rm command to remove the files. After the rm command, we can mention the name of the file which we want to remove. Now it is asking me whether I really want to remove it. So for the confirmation, I will press Y on the keyboard and press enter. And why it prompts us? It prompts us for security reasons. Because if it will not prompt us, we can make a mistake. So mistakenly we can delete the important files. So to avoid that kind of scenario, it prompts us. And why it is prompting us? Because an alias is set there. In our machine, rm is treated as rm-i. rm-i, here option -i is used for the interactivity, to give us a prompt whether we really want to perform this action or not. And how we have done that? There is an alias already set for this command. If you will mention the alias command and press enter, you will find rm is equal to rm-i. So rm command is treated as rm-i. That is why it is asking me. If I will analyze this, then it will not give me a prompt. Or you can use rm-i as well. There you can mention rm-i, and after that you can mention the file name. So it will ask you every time. So you should always use this option rm-i to avoid the scenario to accidentally delete the file. It is for your safety only. Or if you don't want to receive any prompt, or you want to remove the file without asking anything, you can simply execute rm-rf command. But you have to be very careful while running this command, because it can create serious issues. The data which has been deleted by running the rm-rf command cannot be recovered. If you will mention rm-rf and the file name, nobody can recover the file in Linux without using any third-party tools. rm-rf can also be used to remove the directories. mkdir you can use to create the directory, and rm-rf you can use to remove the directory. So it applies on both, as well as the files as well as on the directories. Now, how can we copy the files? You can use the cp command to copy the files. Cp and the file name. And after that, you can mention the another name with which name you want to copy it. So I want to copy this file with another name as file 1100.txt. So it will create a copy of this file. And you can list it by running the ls-l command. Let me show you. I just want to create a file with the name as cal.txt. So I will use this command, and I have copied the calendar of this month in this file. If I want to create a copy of this file in this directory, I can mention cp, the file name, the source file name actually, and then the destination file name. So I want to use the destination file name as cal new.txt. So it will have the identical details. If you will list the details of cal.txt and cal new.txt, both these files will have the same details, the same permissions, same size. Only one thing would be different, that is the timestamp. The remaining details will be the same, and even the data will be the same. If you will open the cal new.txt, you will find the calendar there. So exactly same details. Except the timestamp, everything would be the same. So this was the method of copying the file in the same directory. But if you want to copy the files to some other location, for that you will have to use option -r along with the cp command, which recursively copies the file. Like I want to copy one file from my home directory of Vikas Nehra user, bash rc is the file. I want to copy this file to /tmp directory with another name. Like I want to give a name as profile. So for that, it is better that if I use the option -r, which is used to recursively copy the files from one directory to other. If I will list the contents of the tmp directory, this file will be present there. So I have successfully copied this file from the home directory of Vikas Nehra user to /tmp. So option -r can be used. If you want to copy multiple files to any directory, you can use the cp command like this. Cp command, the first file name, file1.txt, then file2.txt, like this, and the destination location where you want to copy it. So I want to copy them to /opt. So I will simply mention the destination directory name or destination directory path. So it will copy these files there. Let me list the contents of opt, ls-l/opt. So you can find these files there. So with this command, you can copy the multiple files as well. In the same way, if you want to get a prompt, you can use cp-i. It will ask you before copying the files like we do in rm command. Now we will talk about the next command which we use to cut the files and as well as to rename the files. To cut as well as rename, we use the mv command in Linux. Mv command can be used not only to cut and paste the files but also to rename the files. Let me show you. We have a file in our machine in /tmp directory with the name as cal.txt. I want to rename it. I want to make the new name as calendar.txt. So how can I do that? I will simply mention the mv command on terminal. After that, I will mention the source file name, that is cal.txt, and after that I can mention the new name which I want to give to it. So new name is calendar.txt. So we have successfully renamed this file, and if you will list this file, you will find this file there. So this file has been successfully renamed by using the mv command. Or in case if we want to cut and paste this file, let us suppose I want to cut this file from /tmp and I want to paste it to the home directory of Vikas Nehra user. For that, I can use the mv command. mv, the file name, the source file name, and the destination location. And destination location is /home/Vikas Nehra. And you can even assign the new name also. If you will not assign the name, then it will be copied, it will be cut and pasted there with the same name. Let me list this file there in Vikas Nehra home directory. So this file is there with the same name. But if you want to move it with another name, so how can you do that? For that, you will have to mention the new name also. So this time let me cut and paste the calnew.txt. So calnew.txt, the new destination location, that is /home/Vikas Nehra, and the name with which I want to move it. So I will simply mention there the new name like this, calendarnew.txt. Let me list the contents of /home/Vikas Nehra, and I will find the file there. So mv command is used to rename the files as well as to cut and paste the files from one location to another. And in the same way, if we want to get a prompt or if we want to use the interactive option, we can use mv-i. mv-i will ask us before the operation. Okay. So you can see that analyzed is already set in our machine for these commands. And alias are used to run the command with a different name. Like as I have shown you, we can use the cat command to open the files. Cat and the file name. Let me change the directory to Vikas Nehra. Let me show you. Currently I am working in /home/Vikas Nehra, and let me open a file that is there with the name as calendar.txt. And what I want to do, I want to open it with another name. So cat command I am using here to open this file, but I want to run the cat command with a different name. So for that I can set an alias. How can I set an alias? I will simply mention alias, the name which I want to use, like dog is equal to cat. So in machine, I have mentioned that I'm going to use the dog command for cat. So if I will use the dog command to open the file, it will allow me to open the file by using the cat command. So this is the purpose of alias. So aliases are used to run the same command with a different name. But this is temporary. If you will log out of the terminal and re-log in back, then you won't be able to execute this command. To make it permanent, we will have to make an entry in the profile file of the user or in the system. So that I will show you when I will teach you the profile file section. Okay, if you want to analyze, you can simply run the unalias command, unalias dog. So after that, you won't be able to use this dog command. So aliases can be used as per the requirement in Linux. So guys, that's it from my side for today's session, working with files. If you have any questions, you can ask me regarding today's session or previous sessions. In the upcoming session tomorrow, we will take the session on working with file contents. I will show you how can you use the different commands to read the file contents, like how can we use the head command, tail command, cat command, tag command, more command, less command, strings command. So these commands we will consider in the upcoming session. Any questions? Yes, Habib.
At a time, how many files we can create, sir, with using such command?
You can create n number of files.
How can we remove the files which are created in number of files?
By running the rm command.
At once.
Yes. Let me show you. rm file and then the string like this. Or what can you do? You can simply mention rm-rf rm-rf file and this string. For a string you can use asterisk there. Gone. All the files with the same name are gone. I will show you this in the upcoming sessions. So that is why I have not shown you this in today's session, because it is a part of the shell expansion. Okay. Okay guys, so if you have any questions, yes.
Move multiple files with one command. What is the command?
Pardon? You want to move?
Multiple files with one command.
No, you have to do it one by one. Or you can use the option of file like asterisk. You will have to mention asterisk there, like as I have shown you in removing the files. Like, let me show you. You will have to use the asterisk sign or the question mark sign if the files are with the same name. I'll show you in file. It is a part of cell expansion. I will show you these things. Okay. Okay, let me show you. Let us suppose I want to copy one file from my /tmp location to the home directory of Vikas Nehra user. So we have different files here. I want to copy this profile file to the home directory of Vikas Nehra user. I can use cp-r, the file name and the location where I want to copy it. -r is used to recursively copy the files. Like if I want to use the absolute path, I want to use the absolute path like this /tmp/ the file name which I want to copy, and I want to copy it to some other location like etc yum.repos.d. So in that particular case, it is very handy, it is very helpful. It allows you to copy the files recursively. Means if there is one directory inside other and one more directory there, and there you want to copy the files. So in that particular case, it is always recommended that you should use the cp-r option. It allows you to recursively copy the files one inside other. Okay, it is better that if you use cp-r always. Okay guys. Okay, so I'm going to stop this broadcast as of now on YouTube, but we will be there on Google Meet. If you have any questions, you can ask me on Google Meet. One more request, if you have not subscribed to our YouTube channel, you can do that, and you can like the video, of course, and you can share it with others also. After 24 hours, these videos will be made as members only. Nobody else would be allowed to access these tutorials on YouTube except the members. So please like, share and subscribe. Thank you so much.